September. So it's a general reading, so please remember it's a general reading. Please take as it resonates. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Ascending for Cancer. I think there's somebody drilling something at the back, which I do apologize for, but I'm going to have to do your reading, otherwise I'm not going to get time to do it. So just to let you know, we're going to start off by checking what is some good news that the universe would like to share with you. Then we're going to take a look at some guidance for the universe from you. We're going to draw some cards looking at your current space, your recent energy, and what's coming towards you. Then we're going to clarify that. We're going to look at maybe some dark spots or some things that you want to look at that could potentially, make things challenging for you. And then at the end, you'll have the opportunity to ask 3 questions. And any 3 questions, really. And I'm going to draw some cards for you for that, for your answer. I'm just going to close the door. Give me a moment, please. Perfect. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to speak about personal readings and regression hypnosis and all that I think I do at the end of the reading. I'm just going to stay with the reading for now. And this is for Cancer. So Sun, Moon, Rising, and Ascending. Maybe you've got Cancer in your chart. Maybe you're dealing with a Cancer. Cross watches, I always encourage that if you do cross watch, please always watch with good intentions. It's maybe always better to look at your own placements, because when your placements are balanced, then everything else works out for you. You've got the Tower. All right, so that's quite an interesting one to start a reading with. There's a sense of transformation that's taking place for you over here, Cancer. Strong transformation that is taking place here for you at the moment. Okay, this is about releasing that which is holding you back. And I was going to say to you a little bit earlier on in the video, I'm a Cancer, and I felt a little bit offish this morning in health. In actual fact, I literally, I don't know if I should share this with you, but I vomited right after breakfast and I felt a little bit off. And then I wanted to reset my PC, and then I did something over there, and now that doesn't want to work. So I had a little bit of an offish morning, But now when I look at this also makes sense to me. What I actually wanted to say is, and it's weird because I will always say this to all my psychic development, students and Reiki students and tarot students and whatever. Trust your intuition, trust your gut, go with your gut. But my gut told me to share that with you before I shared it with you, before I drew the card while I was busy shuffling. So it's quite interesting how energy goes. And, if any of you can relate to that, it'll be quite interesting to know that. So you can send me maybe a comment, let me know. But this is a space of, there were number 1 and number 6, ones being new beginnings, new unfoldings. And number 6 in tarot always being the number of hope, the number of possibility, the number of wonderful things that can come and what they can be. And obviously 1 plus 6 equals 7. And, 7 is quite a profound number. I don't have them here with me now, but some of you might remember also that Oracle deck that came out by Colette Baron-Reid. I think it was probably about a year and a half ago, maybe. Oracle of the 7 Energies. They speak a lot about the power of 7 in there as well, because 7 is that number that goes just before 8, which is about that beautiful balance that we all want to have. All right. Also, sorry, just something else I also want to let you all know. I don't even know if anybody's looking at this right now, but what I also just want to let you know is that if I do something live, then I don't really look at the comments, because the comments sort of distract me. And I just go on what is the overall energy, because it's a very different energy you tap into when you do overall energy as opposed to one-on-one readings. This one, okay. Let's see. There's another sign that got this card. I just can't remember which one. We as tarot readers, we sort of cut off from the one reading before we go into the next one. But it says grace and gratitude, and through gratitude, joy expands. All right. So you may be feeling a little bit like your world is falling apart at the moment, Cancer. It might feel like and again, I can relate to this because this is really how I felt this morning. I was like, oh my goodness, come on. Like seriously now. And So this is a reminder for you that even though this is happening, because this is a cleansing, this is a purging that is taking place for you at this moment. And um, for those of you that know me personally, you know that I've got a little bit of I've got quite a love for like aquariums and fish tanks and those type of things. And what's happening over here, this is a little bit like a fish tank that hasn't, maybe been all that well taken care of. You know, sometimes people are like, oh, it's okay, I've got this really expensive pump, I don't need to do anything, and poof, 6 months down the line, with a puff of smoke, there is that expensive pump no more. So this is almost like the same thing. It's like your pipes might have been a little bit clogged up. And the reminder here for your Cancer is that as you focus on the things that are working, and I mean, I can tell you right away that it works, because I said to myself, all right, so, I did whatever to my PC, I combusted a thing, but what can I do? How can I do things differently? And, for those of you that have been following my channel for a while, you know that I don't typically go live on YouTube. I'd rather go maybe live on like Facebook or maybe Instagram, and there's links for those accounts down at the bottom as well. Actually, yesterday I was on Facebook, and then I actually downloaded a video of what it was like, and I uploaded to the channel. It's going to come out a little bit after this Cancer reading, actually. But this is a reminder that you see there in the hand, that flow there of that magic. This is you, Cancer. This is your flow, your essence, and this reminds me of, I think it's in China or Japan, I'm not sure. And, I do apologize because I'm actually not sure, but it's in some Asian region, and I really do hope that I haven't offended everybody now. But, there's those beautiful, I think it's in Japan, those beautiful pink trees. It reminds me of that, of the path. The path has been laid out for you. And if you look over here, it's almost like this little speckles of possibility. You're like a Houdini sort of moment, the magic's about to happen. And look at that, it's coming from your hand. Your vibration, Cancer, is changing. Your vibration is becoming very different, and that difference in vibration is what actually brings about the desires of your heart that you'd like to have. Okay. How beautiful is that? And you know what I always encourage? I always encourage that if you look at a reading and you hear something that you like and you say, oh, that's quite nice. I really quite like that. If it resonates with you, I always encourage placing your hand on your heart, taking in a nice conscious breath, because when we breathe in, we don't really focus on anything else. Taking a nice deep breath, and allowing whatever's going to be, allowing the magic to sort of flow, but also placing the hand on the heart, taking the breath, and say, yes, I accept this for myself. If this will be for the greatest good of all, and it will serve my life optimally, and all that is important to me, and love and light and all those wonderful things, then I accept this for myself. So you can just, if you're sort of like in a tune or an agreement with all of that I said, you can just place your hand on your heart and just say, yes, I accept this, and just taking a nice deep breath. You can just say yes. Let's look at your tarot. Remember, this is a general message. Look at your tarot. Let's see what we got. I actually think I like this live thing. Maybe I should start doing all my readings live. Because, for those of you that are on YouTube, normally, like I would normally record the videos on my phone. So I have to record the video on my phone, and then I have to upload it to YouTube, and then I have to fix it in my PC. And it's just such a mission sometimes, so maybe I'll just keep on going live from now on. I wanted to do like my little table setup. This is actually two things. It used to be in my lounge, so it's sort of like a glass box, but it's an actual tabletop, and then the feet are at the bottom. Let me see. I don't know if I show you. It might just be a mess, but let's see. Not the tidiest underneath there, but there we go. So that is basically the tabletop, and that is the top on there. And I went to the store to go get some screws just to fix it up. And now, speaking of fixing up, I need to fix the camera back up. Because we all Cancerians, I suppose we share a bit of our lives with each other. I'm just trying to get this all right now again. These impulses that I go off on. Unplanned impulses. But oh well, it's alright. My rising is in Sagittarius, so I'm sometimes prone to do stuff like that. Okay, so it's standing up, it's not going to fall over. It's not exactly the world's most amazing tripod. Okay, let's go. Let's get back to the serious business. Dum, 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 dum. And boom. I love doing this. I call it Las Vegas shuffling. even though I've never really had a lot of good luck at, it's so funny. I've never really had good luck at casinos, but I also believe that whatever's meant to me for me will come to me. That I don't have to go and look for it or in desperate search of it. Oh, this is amazing. And let's see look at your overall energy. How incredible is that? Wheel of Fortune, Cancer. Things are changing here. Things are shifting for you. All right, things are moving in a very positive direction here for you. That is your overall energy that you've got over there. That is really awesome stuff. Okay, let me just write this down. There we go. All right. So, for those of you that are familiar with tarot, if you look at this, you're already going to say, listen, this is one sexy spread. This is really amazing. This is really, really beautiful. I must tell you guys, I've had quite a bit of hesitation with sort of like showing the cards while I do the readings. Because sometimes my cards are all over the place, a little bit of a wild vibe, but it's fine, it's all right. Anyway, so in the recent past, you've got the Page of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Five of Wands. Okay, little bit of there was a little bit of emotional thing that was going on there, but for many of you that was actually necessary, and somehow it would have had to do with maybe your career. Maybe your job, I would say, but this is more sort of like a passion thing. Maybe you're building your own business or something like that. We're going to speak about that just now. Just want to show you all the cards first. Sorry. So in your current space, you've got the Three of Wands, you've got the Four of Cups, and you've got the Six of Swords. A lot of very interesting things going on here, Cancer. And in the energy, the potential energy heading your way. And remember with tarot, it's always a potential. It is up to you to decide your own course of life. But you've got the World, you've got the Queen of Wands, and we've got the Nine of Swords. Now, in tarot, we look for patterns, and that is for what we have, but that is also for what we don't have, all right? And for those of you that are following my detailed online tarot reading course or is interested in that, there is a link in the description. You will know that that I always speak about the fact that you look in patterns for what is there, but also for what isn't there. So let's just look at this, for example. So the Queen of Pentacles is on top there. In your recent past, in your current space, there is the Four of Cups. And for those of you that normally, follow tarot, what Four of Cups, that's normally that sort of offer that comes across, that opportunity, maybe that person, and you're sort of like on the fence about it. You're like, I don't know, I'm not so sure. But it seems like you get some clarity here from your sort of like a surety, because what I also want to point out to you, we're still looking at that Wheel of Fortune, but what I also want to point out to you is that you're starting there with that Page of Cups in your recent past, okay? And then if you look at your current space over here, look at this. Page of Cups here with the Four of Cups. And then you also have in your current space, you've got that Six of Swords. You sort of, I feel, Cancer, that your mind in a way is actually sort of coming into balance. There's a little, it almost seems like things were a little bit funkier for you, a little bit out of balance here. But because it's almost like taking a second take at something, and you're sort of like wiser this time around. So I feel that something came around for you the first time around, maybe really amazing. This could have been like a friend, but it could also be like maybe it could be a romantic interest, but I don't really feel that so much. This is probably more sort of like a friend, or maybe it's like a loved one, or like a job, career, some sort of passion, something over here. So you did everything right by the book, but I feel that you sort of hit a wall there at a point. So somewhere in the recent past, you sort of hit a wall over there, and I don't really feel that this wall that you hit had anything to do sort of like with the virus going on and any of those sort of things. This is more sort of like a wall that you hit within yourself. All right, like that impasse that we're talking about. That is sort of like a wall that you hit within yourself. And so here was you recognizing the opportunity, and which should probably have something to do with serving humanity, which is fantastic. And then over here, you have got that space where, maybe things started to work out. You got the knowledge, you started the business or the project or, whatever it is, started to make plans. I do also feel that for some of you, not necessarily for all of you, but it's for some of you, it's almost like you might have made some plans, very good plans that sort of like involve someone else. But I'm not too sure if that person, it's almost like they didn't give their consent in a way, and for those of you that it is, it's almost like you could release from it quickly, but there's still that a little bit of a sense of displacement. That's not for everybody, that's for some of you, okay? But there was definitely emotional wall that was hit over there. Remember, at this point in time of doing this reading, even though, it's focused at September 2021, um, we did recently have that full moon in Aquarius, and I must tell you all really, really straight, that full moon in Aquarius hit me like nobody's business. And I actually had a conversation with a friend of mine last night, very, very good friend of mine, who's an astrologer. And, as normal, we started off and we say, oh, we're just going to have like a 5-minute call. And then it was like more than 2 hours. And then after that, I had another call with my best friend, who is actually in Aquarius. Actually, not a call, we sort of message back and forth. Sorry. So more like texting, but quite vigorous texting and voice notes and stuff like that. But it's really, really amazing. Um, on that note as well, actually, I want to encourage you to not always just live your life by sort of like your sun sign, because even though I'm a Cancerian, my moon is in Aquarius, and I've got a lot of strong moon in that Aquarius, and my best friend is in Aquarius as well. So try not to just live your life sort of like by your zodiac sign or by like tarot or anything like that. See it more like a roadmap, or see it more like a, as Colette Baron-Reid likes to say, see it like a like a weather report of what is sort of coming about, or what is sort of like predicted to come about, but don't live your life by it. Okay. Um, See it only as a guide. And I mean, I say this to, even when I do a personal reading, I always say to everybody, and if you ever had a reading with me and I didn't say it, I meant it. I meant to say it, that, don't just always take what I tell you verbatim. Listen with your heart and ask yourself, does this resonate with me? Do you feel a change within yourself? Is there maybe a significant sort of like maybe, emotional wall that you hit there recently? How did it feel? Did you maybe start something new? Did you express some passions? And why did you hit that emotional wall? Because I feel that it was so necessary for you to hit that emotional wall, Cancer, because I feel the one thing that you needed to get and come to is that breakthrough stage that you understand that you are exactly where it is that you need to be for what it is that you want. And by that, what that means, it doesn't even mean that, that you maybe, say, for example, you moved or something like that and you just arrived at another place and you're like, oh, yes, I should have moved. What I'm getting more here is that there was an emotional block that was, even though you were doing great and you were doing wonderful stuff, some emotional block was holding you back. It's almost like a self-sabotage vibe, that we're sort of not even aware of sometimes, sort of like holding yourself back like that. And what I then have here in the current space where we speak about being exactly where it is that you're supposed to be, this is that space, Cancer, where you realize for yourself that you are a magnet for what it is that you want to have. So you attract whatever you want to have in your life, and you don't have to go from here to there, to this, to that. You realize that's not necessary. It's almost like you've been upgraded, and this sort of wall, this sort of barrier that you were moving through, for many of you, you might not even fully understand exactly what it is, but it served you really, really well. And I also feel that for some of you, you sort of owned up to your emotions. Maybe you try to sort of do that vibe that we sometimes, taught, and I'm pretty sure by very well-intending people, that always be happy, never feel bad, always be confident, always be like a bunny jumping around. That's also, but that is not life. And I feel that for many of you, you needed to almost let that facade go and admit to yourself, yes, I'm lonely, yes, I'm sad, yes, I feel like I don't know what to do. I feel trapped. I feel overwhelmed, I feel that for many of you, you needed to really feel the brunt. You needed to feel that pain to understand what it is that was holding you back. All right. And this is where you are right now. And you know what? And I'm just going to say this straight out to you, there is nothing in the universe that is more powerful than action that you take, but the intention behind the action. So if you are claiming this for yourself and you are claiming that you are exactly where it is that you are meant to get all those wonderful things to come into your life, to be a magnet for the abundance that your heart desires, then I'm going to encourage you to like the video. But only if you can accept it within yourself. Take a nice deep breath, place your hand on your chest, and I'm going to do it as well. It's like, I'm sounding a little nasal there. But, claim that for yourself. Place your hand on your chest. Even as you go throughout your day, something that I do, and people might, probably think that I'm completely tripping crazy. But when I go past like a reflective surface, I wave at myself. I'm like, hey, how's it going? I acknowledge my own presence, because there was a time when I didn't acknowledge my own presence, and that is actually where my brand Age and Great Life comes from, because it's from my names, Adrian Nelson. But it was about my journey, accepting who I am, and within myself, because that was very hard for me for a very, very long time. Okay. um if you're looking at this, because I'm going to have to do this on my phone now until I figure out my PC. So normally my email address will be in the comments, or the link to my online course or something like that. If you want to book a personal reading, regression, hypnosis, anything like that with me. But I have to sort out my PC, so I'm just letting you know that the comments might be a little bit delayed, but they will definitely be put on for you. Okay. I've done Cancer. I also still need to do Pisces and Scorpio today, but I'm going to finish yours and I'm going to go have lunch, refresh my energy, and then I'm going to come back. Because there's an offer coming back for you, Cancer, over here. So you see, you started something wonderful. You hit a bit of a wall over there, so you sort of needed to just kind of like, almost like recalibrate a little bit, get yourself back into balance again. And so the offer returns, the same offer returns, yeah, for you. So let me just show you this, just to, to help you see exactly what it is that I'm referring to. You see what I'm talking about? That Wheel of Fortune being your overall energy, and that initial energy over here, this was your recent past, and this is your current energy. So the wheel is turning for you. It's slowly turning, but it's most definitely turning, and it's very much turning in divine timing. So the thing that I also would like you to know, Cancer, is that if you are feeling at the moment like almost like the entire universe is against you, feeling very overwhelmed in that sort of vibe, then know that this is actually divine intervention that's taking place over here. It may not feel like that at this particular point in time, but this is actually like on GPS, like a reroute that is taking place here for you. Let me just put this back again here. Cool. So yeah, so sorry. So I like my cards to be very nicely taken care of, because they are energy tools and you have to respect that, So there's an offer coming back. You were rerouted. It's almost like you sort of like averted, I would almost say like averted calamity, and you may not even be aware of that you have actually averted something really bad. Okay. And so you see your energies sort of balancing over here with the Six of Swords. So that's basically Cancer in a nutshell. This is really a regrouping almost taking place over here. It's almost like you may have had some connections and some ties to others here in your recent past. And maybe everything didn't go in the way that you would have liked it to go, because I can see there's quite a bit of emotional weight that was being carried over here. But then the balance took place, because the dream was sort of still there for you, and the dream, at the end of the day, is usually going to reign supreme. So, but the offer's coming back. So the time has not run out. The offer for you is coming back. Okay. I feel that for some of you, it's almost like you feel that it might be too late, but it's not too late. Because in the energy coming towards you, you've got the world. There's that change, there's that profound change that is taking place for you here in the in the energy coming towards you. And I would encourage you to open yourself to that, with the Queen of Wands there and the Nine of Swords. So there's a little bit of work here ahead for you, Cancer, because there's a space from unlearning and then relearning. So there might be a little bit of a stressful period ahead for you, but this is what I want to tell you. First of all, things are changing for you with the world, and double confirmed there with the Wheel of Fortune. Remember, we are in this Tower space at the moment that we spoke about earlier on. But then also remember the message that we got there that, through grace, through gratitude, joy expands. All right. Remember, joy comes in the morning. Joy comes in the morning, no matter what happens. All right. Because I feel that, this is what I was going to say earlier on. So there was a lot of going by the book, and that's beautiful for you. But some of you needed to, and this is where you are at the moment, you needed to get back in that emotional space of yours. You may have been a little bit out of that emotional flow of yours. And I can tell you one thing for sure. There were times in my life before where I tried to live by logic, the way that you should be living, that makes sense logically. And it was quite challenging for me until I got back into my feelings because, I'm a feeling being. Let's clarify your reading. We're going to clarify that Wheel of Fortune first, that overall energy of yours. Woohoo! Oh my goodness. So, you have got the Star, the Sun, and the Queen of Cups. I mean, come on, this is like jazzing. Even just take this away, just to start over here. Because now we've got the Wheel of Fortune plus the Sun. There's 3 major arcana cards right over there, and then it's followed by a card as powerful as the Queen of Cups, which is that powerful water energy of yours in any case. Okay, so definite breakthrough here happening for you, Cancer. Definite breakthrough happening here for you in your space, in your life. Some of you may have felt a little bit, it's almost like your relationship with your emotions was sort of off, not quite sure how to feel, not quite sure how to deal. But look at what you are aligning with. You are aligning with your soul plan. Okay, you are aligning with your soul plan. You are aligning with your reason for being born, with your sort of like your purpose for being born. You are aligning with all of those beautiful things. Okay, when we speak about like the Akashic records, basically, where you and your, from your, I suppose, wider point or vantage point, understood more, you are aligning with that plan. Do you see that? Sorry. There's that cord, you see, reaching out. This is your heart opening to the light of who you are, to the moreness of who you are. This is spiritual ascension. Okay, this is awakening. And here's the thing with awakening, and sometimes I have this, and I like to share this with my, with my regression hypnosis clients, and maybe a crystal Reiki, which sort of like really balances your energy and your chakras. But I'd like to share this with you as well, just in case maybe you are a practitioner, or maybe you're going to go see somebody that does something similar, that usually when your chakras are balanced and your aura is cleansed, and I mean, especially at something like regression hypnosis, because for the duration of the hypnosis period, you are basically in your now space, which is your stronger space, which is your alignment space. So you're basically in the surrender state. And regardless what happens in your sort of session, you sort of benefit by default because you're in the surrender space. Your heart's chakra is balanced. Your other chakras are balanced. You're in a safe space, so beautiful things can actually just flow to you. It's actually quite magical. Sorry. And I mean, look at where you're going over here with the sun. The sun, as you may know, is the highest vibrational card in the tarot deck. This is all the divine light, the divine flow. I mean, look at it. It starts with a star. It starts with that surrender space. It starts with that star. So it's actually sort of this way around. And then there's that connection, to energy. And even with the numbers, again, remember we spoke about number 7 at the beginning. There when we spoke about the tower, remember? We said that 1 plus 6 equals 7, and it's that sort of like precipice for something new that you might be going to. And there we've got, so where was it now? Where's the numbers on this? Oh, there we go. So 1 plus 7, 1, remember, new beginnings, 7, that beautiful precipice, but 1 plus 7 together equals 8. And 8 is about infinity, it's about flow, and that is inevitably where number 7 takes you. And then look at that light. So it's that little spark of connection, do you see? As you open your heart to all the beauty of life, to all the possibility, to the idea that even if things are feeling like a calamity right now, that maybe there's so much better available for you. So even if you can just open your heart to like a small little bit of hope, like it doesn't have to be full-blown hope all the way. But if you can, during the month of September, just open your heart to hope, to the possibility that maybe, just maybe, things can be wonderful for you. And I suppose I also speak to you quite strongly from my sort of energy on my part of the world, which is South Africa in Cape Town, because, September brings spring. It's a new beginning. It's a new start. And look at that vibrant flow, okay? So there had to be that emotional release that does feel a little bit trippy there at the moment, in order to sort of realign you in a way. But remember, only focus on the things that are working for you. And that doesn't mean that you have to be in denial about life, obviously. But Cancer, what this is talking about is, I'm trying to find the right way to say it. So life may be very sort of upside down for you at the moment, but if the only thing you can maybe do right now is, let's say the highest thing that you can do for yourself at this moment is to go to the bathroom and to cry. And even if it means that you just want to be left alone to cry, so you kind of want to put your face in a towel, obviously being safe, and then just scream into the towel or in the cushion or something like that. For some reason I feel this might be for somebody specifically. You can't scream into the cushion, but you can scream into the bathroom, into the towel, and it's almost like that really resonates to you, and you thought, oh, I never thought about that, so you're more than welcome. But you are realigning here with yourself, okay? Because now look at this. We have got the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. And remember I said we look for what we have, but also for what we don't have. So we've got an improvement here, hard work in the recent past with stability, security, home, all of those type of things. So if any of you are concerned about money or anything like that, know that your solutions are already set in place there for you in the recent past. Even though it felt that you're hitting this wall, remember, it's a shift in energy that's taking place, okay? And then with the Queen of Wands here at the bottom, this is your relationship with yourself that is growing, your relationship with yourself that is improving, your relationship with your heart that is improving, okay? And then where's the other one here with the Queen of Cups? So here with the Queen of Cups, this is how your outside world begins to change, because remember, whereas Wands is about your inner world, Cups is about sort of like an expression of your outer world, like outside manifestations, but outside manifestations that breathe, like people and animals and plants, but also the breath of life and the essence of life and that sort of thing. Okay, so what we're going to do now, Cancer, we're just going to look at, I actually really think I do prefer this, I really think that I do prefer this whole live vibe. It's really so much nicer. I really like it. I think I should keep on doing that. All right, you'll let me know if you feel that I should keep on doing that, but I actually feel that I should keep on doing that. Okay, so what we're going to do now, before we look at those questions or what that I said that you can ask at the end of the reading, what we're going to do now is look at maybe some things that that might not be serving in the best possible way. That card that fell out there, I'm going to take that card, okay? And I'm going to draw two more on top of that, one on the left and one on the right. We're going to look at maybe, those hopes and fears and those dreams that we have sometimes and how they can sometimes mess with our head just a little bit. We're going to look at that, okay? So from the top of the deck and from the bottom of the deck. Now look at this. So here you've got Justice, Libra energy. So this is a balance that is coming through over here. So once again, this is like a, what is this, like a quadruple sort of like confirmation, basically. that there's good things coming into your life. There is no way that can actually really be that can actually really be denied. Because there's definitely good things coming into your life with this balance that is taking place over here for you. Okay. I also feel that for some of you, it's almost like you've got a dream, which is a beautiful, beautiful dream, but it might feel like a little bit like a pipe dream to you. Um, I see that there could be a sudden manifestation, of a dream for you in the month of September, a sudden manifestation of a dream. Okay. Um, and look at this again. There's the Three of Wands is back again. So don't feel that you're not in the place where you should be, because you actually are. All right. Let's see, what is this card in the middle. Oh my goodness, my colleague. Gosh, you got the Ten of Pentacles. This is everything. This is everything, Cancer, because you're getting the balance here. So don't be afraid and don't be scared, because look at this. This is like the full Monty of balances. There's the balance that is taking place in your life at the moment. So don't be scared. There's all your material needs that are being taken care of in wonderful ways, and there's a new beginning there with the new moon. Look at this. It's like a chessboard, And when we play chess with somebody, chess is not just about moving the pieces around. Chess is about, in a sense, almost picking up the other person's personality. And I think that people who play really good chess just understand other people's personality really well. Or let me rather say that I used to play chess at school and I used to really, really like it. But I'm a very emotional more sort of being. I communicate better in emotions. All right. And I mean, let's claim and affirm this for you together, this Justice card, that this is what is coming your way. It's actually quite interesting. I was speaking to a friend of mine yesterday, and my same Aquarius best friend, and we were speaking. She was saying, like, if you can, like, you have a board meeting, any 6 people in the world, alive or dead, who would you have come to your your sort of banquet, like not banquet, boardroom, and why? And I must remember now, see if I remember all the names, but I had Celine Dion, Josh Groban, Maria Callas, Vincent van Gogh, Mozart, and my goodness, who was the other person? I can't remember who the other person was, but that was basically my party of my people that I would invite. And I'm not going to go into all the details, but it was just like, because I said, I feel that those people have something. Listen, look at that. Listen to your intuition. There is something very special that those people have, that, somehow I feel a lot of them, they see the world in a very different way, and they're able to express it in different ways, music and art and all those type of things. All right, so this is a time for you to ask your 3 questions, Cancer. So if your first one, you maybe had like an overall one and you weren't sure, maybe you had 4 questions, then trust your intuition. And, even if you don't have 3 full questions, you can always open yourself and say, what is it that the cards have to say to me? All right, so that's your first card. And the first one says a year from now. Okay, a year from now, Cancer. That's for your first one. Okay. And even if you feel that maybe a year from now is too long, trust that there's a divine plan that is taking care of you. Okay. Sometimes we feel that this is the right time right now, but then it turns out that it wasn't. I remember just before the full lockdown started in South Africa, here in Cape Town, I really, 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 really wanted to have a shop of my own. Because Cape Town's very sort of like funky and, kind of like bohemian in a way. But it didn't happen. I said, oh, well, I suppose there must be a reason for that. And had I taken a shop, I would have had a shop in the middle of lockdown. It would have been terrible. Second question, within the next few weeks. Within the next few weeks, Cancer, within the next few weeks. And your last question. For your last one, success. And if you maybe ask for a timeline and you're not getting a timeline, success means now. Success means right now. Okay. All right, Cancer. So that is what I got for you. I hope that helps you. May it serve you in abundantly positive ways. Thank you for your time, your energy, your love, and your light. I hope that you all have a very good September ahead of you. If you want to have a personal reading with me, I'm going to put my email address and all the other stuff down below as I normally do, or you can just check out on any one of the other videos as well. But it's adrian@agentgreatlife.com. And yeah, so either for 1 or 2 hour session, I do regression hypnosis as well as distant Reiki and as well as coaching. And I will see you around next time. Namaste. Love and light. Bye, Cancer.